Hi y'all, my name is Sima. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Queer Eye update, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, there will be a playlist popping up somewhere on your screen and you guys can check that out and get filled in on what this whole project of mine is all about. I'm not going to get into the details, but basically it's just an update on the 1-year self-improvement journey that I'm on. Sorry I look a little insane in this one. My hair is just kind of up in a very messy ponytail. I worked out and then I was going to take a shower and then I was going to film this afterwards with, you know, like freshly showered hair and like not in my workout clothes. And then the way my whole day kind of ended up panning out is I overslept and then just didn't have time to do the stuff I was going to do beforehand earlier. So I had to do it all pretty late in the day, and then I had to work out and then jump into a meeting and then jump into a bunch of other things, and it just turned out that I just didn't have time to shower before filming. And so now you get me in my very messy, not great hair and in workout clothes that are also covered in a lot of dog hair because Luna really likes to hug me when I'm trying to work out. But the whole reason I don't wear makeup in these videos is I just kind of want them to be like, you know, they're just me on however I am when I'm filming them, and this is how you're getting me today. So, you know, never say that I'm not authentic on the internet, I guess. Anyway, so this is my update. Today is April 6th, so we're mostly gonna be talking about the month of March. I will say March was certainly a month for me. Yeah, I think March is starting to become a month that I think people associate with being incredibly long and incredibly bumpy, I guess, is the diplomatic way of putting it. You know, lots of changes happened to me March of 2020 that I'm sure other people also understand. But then March of 2021, I was also hit with a lot of unexpected changes that were oftentimes difficult to deal with, but deal with them I did. So anyways, let's just jump into it. Let's start with Bobby. As always, we're gonna talk about the house and cleaning and just my living space. If it wasn't clear, you guys can see it in the background. The Unis Honest poster now has a frame and is now on the wall, which is very exciting. I actually wasn't gonna put it there. I'd envisioned it on the other room, or on the other wall in the living room, because I was gonna put it by the TV where I could see it when I'm sitting on the couch, because that wall's kind of really empty. All that's really hanging out there is the TV, and then it's like my giant cardboard cutout of Bucky Barnes. But I just kind of was like, I want to see it when I'm sitting at my desk, you know, like on my computer, because I feel like I'll look at it a lot and then it'll remind me of the reason I wanted to get it, which was to like live life to the fullest, etc., etc. So anyways, that's where she lives now. I'm not saying she's gonna live there forever, I might move her, but for now, that's where she is. The other thing is cleaning schedule has been very good. I finally scrubbed the walls. That was something I said I wanted to do last month. I finally did it. I scrubbed the walls of all the weird stains, and I had some like blue residue from when I dyed my hair with those hairsprays that I had just been putting off getting off. So clean that all up. I think I've been like vacuuming and Swiffering pretty regularly, maybe not as much as I would like to do it. Like I said, I wanna, if I could like ideally vacuum once a week, that would be like top tier, but still it's been really regular. Like there's been less hair on the floor than there has been in the past. I have been changing my bedding on an incredibly regular schedule and cleaning all of that, and also making my bed like way more than I ever have in my life. So those are all promising events that I have maintained all through the month of March. Oh, also, this was like not in any of my goals, but so as the weather started to warm up and the humidity started to go up, we started to find like a lot of pill bugs. I live in the basement, so there's a storage room down here that I also kind of have dubbed as Luna's room. Like it's where she has a bed there, and she has her food and her water, and it's just like a little space for her. I keep all her like brushes and stuff. There's like a little set of drawers there. Like all Luna stuff is in that room, and then it's also like, it also dubs as like a storage room where like me and my roommates keep like stuff that we're not using that's just in storage. But as the weather started to warm up, there were a lot of pill bugs in that room. Like not like a couple here and there. Like it was like an alarming number of pill bugs, to the point where like Luna wouldn't go inside because she was, I guess, spooked by them because she's a big weenie. So we decided to do a giant cleanup of that room. So we like vacuumed all the pill bugs, and then we took everything out, shook it out, got rid of any bugs that were there, just kind of tidied. Like God bless my roommate Iris, she did like the bulk of the like really hard stuff, which was like, she's the one who got like the mop out and like vacuumed and stuff, while like me and my other roommate were like shaking things out and like moving boxes and stuff, and like going outside and like unfolding things to make sure bugs hadn't gotten into it. I got rid of the bed that Luna had in that room. She still has a bed in my room, but the bed in that one, I tried to clean it and it ended up making our laundry machine like explode. So it didn't explode, it was just too big for the machine, so it like overflowed, and then I had to like, I got rid of the bed. It was just easier to just get rid of it because there was no way to wash it by hand. It was too big to put in the sink in a room, and we don't have like a hose in it. It was just like a whole hassle, and the bed already had like holes and stuff in it. Like it was an old bed. The reason that bed was the one that was in the storage room is because it was an older bed of Luna's that had kind of like gotten really gross anyways, which is why I put it in there. And then the one she slept on like every night to like sleep on was the one that was in my room because it was newer. So it was just time to get rid of it. I might get her a new bed for my my room and then move the one that's in my room into the storage room, maybe, just because I like her having like a bed in the living room and then a bed like in my room. Whole tangent. Anyways, we cleaned that room and I think it helped a little bit with the pill bugs, but I'm starting to see them come back, so I think it's a bigger problem than that room being like not clean or it being like humidity, because I've been running the dehumidifier like crazy. So I don't know, that's a whole thing. But yeah, so we did the clean there, which was really, really good, and probably like overdue, frankly. I've been really regular with doing my dishes, not having them pile, because when they pile up, then you look at a giant pile in your sink and it gets like really overwhelming. But I've been doing the dishes like pretty frequently, so that's been really good. So I guess like, yeah, it's been a good month for my living space. I think my goals going forward are, one, I would like to, so I got like a pair of really nice, like high quality, ethically made, like a athleisure kind of set that came from Miami. And the brand was also having a like coffee themed launch and also just sale, so I bought a couple things from that launch too. And for the first couple people I think that made orders, they threw in like just like a big coffee bag, like one of those huge bags that holds like the coffee beans right before they get like all processed and whatever. They threw in one of those, and I've seen other people put those up on their walls, which I think looks really cool, and I kind of want to do that with the one I have, but I have to like investigate further like how you do that. Do you just get like a big frame, or like what is the process like? But I think that could look really cool, and it's like, it's just a thing they threw in for free, so I would like to do something with it that's not just like letting it languish. So yeah, that's probably a project that I would like to take on. The other thing is the desk behind me. I've kind of tidied it and then it's gone cluttered again, so I think I have to declutter the desk a little bit more. Oh, and the other thing is I got part of my weird anxieties, I feel weird going upstairs to use the kitchen even though I live here and I pay rent, because for some reason I have it in my head that because I'm mostly down here, it's like weird for me to go upstairs because I don't want to bother people. It's like, it's total insanity. Like I know my roommates don't feel any way about it. In fact, they probably would appreciate it if I came upstairs more and used the kitchen more and was like less of like a recluse, but I have this weird thing in my head where I feel awkward about it. So I got like an induction, like one little burner to put on the counter downstairs here that's like near the fridge I have down here. So I do like stuff that doesn't require like an oven, I kind of can do on here now, and I've been using that to like make like vegetables, which we'll get into when I talk about my Antoni stuff. But that has been really nice to have down here because it's been made me like more willing to like do different things with the vegetables that I am allowed to eat. And the thing I've been thinking is maybe if I don't remember if I got a toaster oven for school or if I was just using toaster ovens that my other roommates had. But if I have a toaster oven at my mom's place that no one is using, I might also bring that here just so that I don't always have to go upstairs to use the big oven unless I'm doing like a big batch of stuff. So I might do that, but then on the other hand, it's kind of like, if I don't have one and I want to get one, is that like encouraging my reclusive tendencies, or is that just practical, like knowing that if I don't have that, then I just won't cook, versus if I do get it, it'll keep me from going upstairs even more. So I don't know, I'm weighing that out. I might get some sort of like either toaster oven like type situation, or maybe an air fryer. That might be better because I know they do a lot of similar things but not quite the same, and then I could use the air fryer for air fryer stuff, but then I would still have a reason to go upstairs to use the oven. I don't know. Anyways, these are things that are percolating that may or may not occur that are related to my living space, but I just wanted to share that with you. That's kind of what's going on in my head on that front. On the Antoni front, so as I've spoken about in my previous videos, I'm still on my liquid diet. I have a shake right here actually. Yeah, that's going fine. It's almost like it's been easy to not really think about food. It's kind of nice to just like be able to like have something that you just like shake into water and like down. It's a lot easier than having to like plan out meals and think about what you're gonna eat and like prepare it. It's like, it's not like a long-term life thing, but it has been very nice to not have to think about that stuff. I'm gonna be very honest about it. Again, I'm being like monitored by doctors, so it's like not dangerous to do any of this stuff. It's all like, it's actually been really good for me health-wise, I think, personally. Like I've noticed like positive improvements in my health, and like my blood tests have reflected that. But yeah, it's gonna be, so I only have like a little more than a week. I have like, I wanna say 8 or 9 days before I start the transition back to having meals. And so I think what happens then is it's like, first you have like 2 meals that are like just shakes, and then 1 meal that's like a normal meal, and then they slowly like up it so that like you're basically transitioning for like 6 weeks, and by the end of those 6 weeks you will be on fully like only meals again, no shakes. And so I start my transition in a little over a week, so I'm like excited for that because I'm a little tired of eating just shakes and vegetables, but I'm also like a little bit apprehensive just because of all the reasons I said, which was like, it was very easy to not have to think about food and just like like everything I was consuming was like healthy, and I didn't have to worry about it or think about it or pre-plan or anything. And now it's like a lot more of it is like personal choices and personal responsibility and like foresight, and just like, I feel like I'm talking it up in my head to be really intimidating, especially because we're only starting with like 1 meal a day, so it's not like a huge thing. But I'm just really afraid I'm gonna like backslide into like my old eating patterns, which are probably not the healthiest. But I also have to believe that because I am thinking about it so much, and because it's so well monitored, and you can like, if you're like struggling with stuff, you can like ask for help. I'm hoping it'll go smoothly, but that's kind of like what's been on my mind. So what I haven't actually been eating besides the shakes is I've been having like this like I said, on the induction burner, I've been making this veggie mix of onions, garlic, pepper, mushrooms, cabbage, and was there anything else? I think green onions as well. And I think that's all. But I've been putting that on the burner with like some broth and some like Worcestershire sauce and a little bit of soy sauce and like some spices like salt, pepper, thyme. I think that's it. And I've kind of been cooking that and having that as like just like an alternative, just eating like raw veggies. And that's been really good. I've been having that salad I talked about last month again. So that's been really good. Oh, I went to the store and I got some of those like Walden Farms, like no calorie, probably full of like insane chemical compounds, sauces and like spreads and like dressings. And I haven't tried all of them, but I tried the barbecue sauce, and like honestly, I know a lot of people hate the Walden Farm stuff, but I'm not picky about barbecue sauce. I don't even really like barbecue sauce. Like prior to this is one thing this has really done, is it's really like expanded my palate, because there are things I have never had before that I'm like craving, and like things I didn't like before that I'm craving. I was never really a huge barbecue sauce person. Like I would eat it if that was like all that was there, but I was never like, between barbecue sauce and a different flavor, I want barbecue sauce for this. But I've been putting the barbecue sauce Walden Farms stuff on like Brussels sprouts, and it's been really good. Yeah, I know a lot of people really think it has like a kind of chemically aftertaste, but I don't notice that, probably because again, I am not picky about barbecue sauce. I haven't tried the other dressing, so it's possible when I try like Caesar dressing or like mayo or something, I'm gonna be like grossed out by it. But so far those have been really helpful. And oh yeah, we did have one last month of farm share. So we did have farm share in March, and then we're done now. We're not having another one. But yeah, the March farm share was really good. I got daikon, I got some shallots, I got some Brussels sprouts, I think. I don't remember, but because I've eaten all the vegetables now. But yeah, I got some vegetables. There are no more farm shares, so now it's like back to getting veggies from the grocery store for me, but it's been pretty good. I am mostly just focusing on transition and getting into the right headspace where I feel like I'm not like psyching myself up, and I'm like looking forward to it and kind of like looking at it optimistically. Like this is gonna be a really great chance to like reset my relationship with food and like make some really good meals that are also really healthy and good for you. And I'm just like really excited, to be honest. I'm trying to like focus on the excitement part and not on the, oh no, what if I screw it up part, because it's like I don't want to like doomsday prep for the worst case scenario preemptively, because I feel like I do that a lot because I'm an anxious person and it doesn't serve me. So I'm trying to focus on transition, but in a positive way, and just getting myself in a really excited headspace so that like when it happens, I'm excited for it. Oh, the other thing is, I know I said last month I wanted to hydrate more. I think I have pretty much been hitting the 10 glasses of fluid thing a day. Not every day, but a lot more than I used to. So I think like trying to hit that every day has definitely helped, and I want to definitely keep that up going into this month, and maybe even up to 12. We'll see how it goes. I know because I'll be starting to eat food again, it probably will be easier, because I know I drink more when I like eat more physical food. It's been harder to get like you don't really get thirsty, I feel like, on the shakes as much, just because I feel like a lot of the times even before all this, when I would mostly do my drinking when I was having food. And so I feel like now that I'm going back to physical food, it's gonna be like solids. Like the shakes are also physical food, they're not like metaphorical food, but like now that I'm going back to solids, it's gonna be like easier to meet my hydration goals, because I will be more like physically thirsty, if that makes any sense. Okay, moving on to tan France, because I am talking a lot and I keep saying I don't have anything to say in these updates, and then I just ramble forever. I don't have a whole lot to say. I haven't been really getting a lot of clothes. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing these workout clothes that are pretty new. It's like a matching hoodie. It's got like, it says Marvel on here, and it has the same pattern like on the hood. And then the pants, I don't know if you guys can tell, but see, I think I scared Luna, but I don't know if you guys can see that. But it was a whole matching set that I got because I needed workout clothes anyways. Like all the ones I had before were either like too big or too small, or just like really ratted, like full of holes and stuff. So that's kind of the only new thing I have, but I really like them. They're really comfortable. They do seem like they absorb sweat. I feel very, like they're from Torrid, and I got them because I kind of like, I don't know, I always wear like all black, like I said, and I kind of wanted to get out of that headspace of trying to like only wear black to things. And I know this is like mostly black too, but it has like a fun pattern on it. And I kind of like the idea of it having all these like female superheroes on it, because it's like, you know, you're going to the gym to become stronger, and like female superheroes are like the epitome of like, you know, strong, right? Like when they're not being like horrendously objectified, they are like meant to be like, you know, strong women who can pack a punch. And I think that's aspirational, and it's a much healthier way of looking at my body than wanting to look like sexy, you know, which I know female superheroes are kind of like, they straddle that dichotomy of like, they're there to be sex symbols, but they're also there to like be kick-ass and have muscles. And I think we are moving in a society towards a direction more of like, realistically, what would a woman who had superpowers look like? Which is less, you know, sex object and more kick-ass, has muscles. Anyways, I just like, kind of like the idea of wearing female superheroes while working out to become stronger and more fit. Something that appeals to me. And also just like, I like how it's like mostly black, but with these like pops of color. It's just like, it was a very me thing. I needed to work out clothes. I feel very good and excited to work out when I put this outfit on. So that was like the big purchase I got. Mostly I've been trying to like mix and match other clothes in my like closet to kind of get like prepped for spring and summer and like wearing warmer outfits. Also, I had a lot of job interviews this month for, or in March for reasons that we'll get to later. But I had to like, I haven't worn like work clothes in months, right? So I had to kind of go into my closet and like see what options I had for interviews and what would like look good on Zoom, because obviously like what you wear to an in-person job interview is a little different than what you wear to Zoom, because like in Zoom you're really only like your upper body. So it was just like stuff like that, like things with crazy patterns don't really transfer well over webcam. There's a lot of like considerations like that to go through with my wardrobe. So it's kind of like finding items that I had for a while and figuring out what would look good and trying them on and like getting different opinions about it. So it was a lot of fun, and it was just kind of a nice little like mini fashion show type of moment, was figuring out what I was gonna wear to my Zoom interviews. So that was kind of fun. Just also in my like day-to-day, I've been like wearing different clothes a lot more. So it's like, even if I am not really going anywhere and I don't have any plans, it's been like making sure I'm like still like, if I'm wearing sweatpants, at least I'm like, you know, not wearing the same pair of sweatpants for like 4 days straight, and like actually like swapping out sweatpants for a different pair of sweatpants and like changing outfits. And this all sounds so basic when I talk about it. Like I feel so weird and awkward, but it's like, for me, these are all big strides. So that's kind of what I've been doing. The one thing I have noticed is, I know I talked about my last month video about how my old bras are fitting more, so I'm wearing bras more because the bras I had are fitting again, even though I know most people at home are not wearing bras. What I have noticed, and I think is my cautionary tale to people who have also abandoned bras during quarantine, is I feel like your boobs get used to wearing bras, and then when you don't wear them for months, they like forget how to wear bras, and then when you start wearing them again, they really hurt. Like now every time I put on a bra, when I take it off, I can feel like my boob muscles, like the ligaments almost, like they're sore, and I feel like they just have to get used to being in bras again. But yeah, they definitely like fell out of practice in the months that they were not in bras. And so getting back to that is gonna be a little weird, but I do like it. I like wearing bras. I feel more comfortable with them. So wearing bras again has been very nice for me. And I guess the one thing I've been thinking about a lot is I have a really big closet because my size has changed so much over the years and so quickly in short periods of time, that I like have a lot of clothes from when I was both bigger and when I was a lot smaller, and I haven't gotten rid of any of them because I was like, well, what if I get bigger again, or what if I get smaller, but I don't want to get rid of the bigger clothes in case I get bigger again, but I don't want to get rid of the smaller clothes because like my goal is still to lose weight, etc., etc. So I have like this giant closet that's a combination of stuff that I have here and then stuff that definitely doesn't fit currently that I haven't gotten rid of, that's at my mom's house, because I'm like, what if I need it again? And I feel like once I kind of continue to like slim down and get to a place where I feel healthy and feel like this is like the size I want my body to stay, I want to actually go through my clothes and get rid of stuff that I've either outgrown, or like not just physically but just like mentally, like emotionally have outgrown. And I just want to like get rid of all the clothes that I don't think serve me anymore, or I don't want to hold on to stuff that just in case I might need them again, or I might like get back to that weight again, because it doesn't seem like a healthy mentality to have, and it's also like an unsustainable amount of clothes. And I would like to like, once I feel like my size is more like somewhere where it's going to be consistent, I would like to downsize my closet, and then also when I want to get new things for it, I want to actually like put in effort into trying to find items that are maybe more expensive but are more sustainable and high quality that I can have for a really long time. So it's kind of like not something I want to do next month or anything, but it's kind of like a long-term goal that I want to have, is to make my closet more curated and smaller but also more ethical. It's a whole long-term thing. It's just something I've been thinking about a lot and having like conversations with friends about. Oh, also I need new socks. I have noticed now that I'm putting on socks a lot more to go places that all my socks are mismatched. I don't know why. I got a whole bunch of socks that did match a year ago, and now all of them are mismatched. I don't know where the pairs are. Like, I haven't been going anywhere. Where are my socks going? I don't know, but I need new socks is all I have to say about that. Guys, Luna turns 3 in April as well, so that's an exciting thing that's coming up next month that I will talk about. But anyways, okay, so JVN, which is grooming and hair and makeup and that kind of thing. I haven't been doing too much on the JVN front, but I have been trying to like style my hair differently and not just do like it's all down with a headband or it's all up in a pony, which are like the two styles. And then like my really like desperation hairstyle, when it's like been way too long since I showered, is like a bun. There's like the 3 that I used to default to all the time, and I've been trying now to like actively like choose hairstyles that I think look good with different outfits. So like for job interviews, I had like an up side pony that was a little sleeker. Like obviously not this is not sleek in any way whatsoever. It's very insane, but it was like a more like curly, less frizzy pony. I've been doing like Dutch braids a lot. I've been doing like part up, part down. I've been trying to do like more deliberate braids. I did space buns for a little bit where I had like 2 on each side. I've been trying to like experiment with my hair more, which is something I said I wanted to do. So I'm glad that I haven't actually been doing that. I'm mostly using the same products. I finally finished that conditioner that I mentioned last month that I wanted to finish, which is good. Now that it's done, I can actually like get a conditioner that works better with the curly girl method and try some new conditioners. But mostly I've been using the same products because all the other stuff besides the conditioner I know works, and I still have a lot of it. So those products have been working fine. I have no real reason to be changing them. The teeth brushing, I still think I could do better on that front, but I've kept it consistent, which is what I really wanted to make sure I was doing. Again, I think it's good. It could be better. I will be working on making it better, but it's not in a bad place at all whatsoever. It's definitely like leaps and bounds better than what it was when I started this project, which is the goal is just to consistently improve. I think my dentist would be proud of me. Oh, the one thing is I have been having a lot of fun with makeup lately. I feel like I've been like really going through my collection and retrying products I haven't tried in a while, which is always fun to kind of see like what works and what doesn't, and like a product that I really liked 3 years ago, do I still really like that product, or does it still perform? I have been doing a lot of neutral makeup for like the interviews that I've been doing, but I also, which has actually really made me like miss doing crazy fun looks, because I miss it a lot. And I feel like doing all those neutral looks really reminded me of like, I know neutral looks are easy and I feel like a lot of times I do default to them, but when it's the only thing I've been doing for like 2 weeks straight, it kind of like reminds me that I do like putting like color on my eyes and color on my lips, and it just like, yeah, I have been doing makeup and I want to do more of it. Like it really is fun. Like I feel like a lot of people, when I explain this to them, they don't get it. Like they're like, well, no one's gonna see your makeup, it's under a mask. But I like genuinely love putting on makeup. Like the act of putting it on, just the ritualistic aspect of it is really nice for me. I feel like it's one of the only places where I get to be like really creative, because I feel like I struggle a lot with creativity. But when it comes to makeup, it's like, I feel like, at least for me, it's really hard to screw it up. You just like, any kind of color you put on your eyelids is bound to look cool, and I feel like even if you don't apply it in the most perfect way because you're wearing crazy color, you get distracted by how cool it looks, so it's like it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't know, it's just, I do it for myself. I think it's a lot of fun. Sometimes you just want to look like a peacock, you know, like it's good shit. So I've been having fun with that and trying out like products that I haven't tried out in a while. I think it's one of the good parts about quarantine is really not buying a lot of new makeup, so it really makes you look at what you have and what you haven't maybe picked up in a while, and like really look at it with like new eyes, which is fun, because it's like, it's almost like shopping your own stash, right? Like going through your own stuff and picking out stuff you haven't tried in a while. The thing is, I kind of been more and more thinking about getting a haircut, which is not a, like really not a feeling I've ever had. And I know I said at the beginning of this whole journey that like ideally I would like to get a haircut near the end of all of this, and I really do think I might actually do that, because I've been thinking more and more about it and how much I like, because I'm spending so much more time like thinking about my hair and taking care of my hair, I almost feel like a cut would be like good for me, like as like a kind of like an addition to that would be kind of cool. So I don't know, I've been thinking about haircuts. Obviously we're all still in lockdown, hair salons aren't allowed to open, so it's not gonna happen for a while, but I have been thinking about it, and I think that in itself is huge, because I used to be like, I abhorred the concept of haircuts. Like I would not entertain the idea of getting my haircut ever. So just the idea that I'm kind of thinking about it, even if it's gonna be something really minor like a trim and then giving myself like layers or something, but like just the fact that I'm thinking about it I think is huge, because I don't ever think about getting my haircut. The other thing is Good Dye Young, which is Hayley Williams's hair dye brand, just released a new product called I'm Bored or something, and it's like, so they have like regular hair dye, and they had Poser Paste, which was like you put it on and then it would wash out. And I tried Poser Paste once and I could not get it to work for me. This stuff is like advertised as like a serum that washes out in like 2 to 6 dyes, which I am kind of intrigued by, because I feel like almost that might be like a good sweet spot between the Poser Paste and the actual hair dye, in that like maybe it'll apply to my hair better. And there's 2 colors. I think they released 5 colors, and 2 of them explicitly are for dark hair, which is very promising. There's the purple and a red, I think. So I kind of want to try those on my hair and see how they are. I have to like investigate it a little more, because I don't know if stuff like that where it's like a 2 to 6 wash serum still like affects the actual, like can it damage your hair? Does it affect the quality of your hair? I don't want to try anything that might damage my hair. Like that's the kind of stuff I want to leave to like professionals. But if it's kind of like the same sort of thing where it doesn't actually harm your hair in any way, and it's like surface level, I might try that, because it looks very cool and more like it has more potential on my hair than like the Poser Paste did. So it's something I'm kind of eyeing for next month, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, so that's that update. My final update obviously is gonna be my Karamo update as usual. He's gonna be the longest, the bulk of this video, because I have so much more to say on the Karamo front than anyone else. Karamo's like psychology and culture and hobbies and like your mental health and all that stuff. So we have lots to say. So the big thing that happened this month to me on that front was I was laid off from my job. My whole team was. It wasn't like a specific thing. It wasn't personal. I think that made it a little bit easier that it wasn't personal. It wasn't anything I did. It wasn't anything I had any control over. But it also was a lot shittier. Like it was like, yeah, I got some more with all these people, but it was also like a lot of really good people were put out of jobs, and that sucked. And it was very like, I don't know about everybody else, but I was very blindsided by it. And it's actually really funny, because when I make these videos, I always go to the one from the previous month and kind of watch it and like remind myself of what my goals were, to see if I actually like reached them, or like if I have anything to say about what I said in my previous video. And it was so funny watching my one for last month, because I was so optimistic. I was talking about all these like, I was talking about how like, you know, things are starting to settle down at work, and like all the transition stuff that was happening at work was like super, you know, hard, but like now we're starting to get into a new groove, and I have all these new projects that I'm really excited about. And I was so optimistic and really hopeful, and like, so you can really tell, like for me it was like a huge, like it really blindsided me. But kind of watching that video, I was really excited back then. I really want to take that excitement into whatever my next job is. Like I really want to take that excitement and those ideas and that creativity and that like hopefulness, and not like complacency, like just like, you know, go and work every day and kind of like just like phoning it in kind of thing. I really want to take that excitement into whatever my next job is. And I do feel like excited, and I feel like not all doomsday about it, because I had like a couple interviews and I think they all went really well, and I feel very like fortunate that I think they went well, and also that like I have a lot of really good people on my side who are willing to vouch for me and say that I'm good at what I do. So like I'm not too like, I had a couple weeks where I was like very upset, to put it mildly. Like I was very sad, I was very angry, and I still like I feel a lot of those things. Like I still feel very sad and very angry, but at the end of the day I mostly just feel love for the people I worked with and excitement to see where they land. And I don't know, it's like sometimes you have to be like shoved into new opportunities, right? You won't take them yourself, and that's one of the things with me. It's like I am very apprehensive about trying new things, and so I feel like I'm not saying this was a good thing, but I feel like had this not happened, it would have taken a lot for me to really like put myself out there in a way and be willing to try new things. And so I'm excited that this shitty thing happening has opened new doors for me that I am looking forward to going through. Is how I would put it. But the one thing I think that was really interesting is I actually handled it way better than I thought. Like when I first got the news, I thought I was going to be like I don't know, I was almost shocked by how like calm I was about it. Like I really I feel like the me of like 2 years ago would have fully broken down and like sobbed and like had like a panic attack and like really lost her mind, to put it mildly. But I feel like it was definitely like a little bit of a denial at first, but I was very calm about it. And even when I feel like I got over the denial, I was still very calm and very composed about it, and not like, I don't know, part of me was very freaked out, but it was like a distant kind of freaked out. Like I held it together way better than I thought, and I'm very proud of myself for maintaining my composure in the face of something that was both very unexpected, but also something that I feel like in journalism as an industry especially, you're kind of like always told is inevitable and will happen to you eventually. And so it was kind of those things where it was always like a fear that like kind of like lives in the back of your head, but you're always like, today's not gonna be the day. And it finally was the day, and it happened, and I dealt with it, and you know, here I am almost a month later from when it happened, kind of looking forward, I guess, to new doors opening. And I feel really good about like upcoming opportunities and stuff. Like I think I will land on my feet, and so things have been good, you know. Like they were bad, but now they are good, I think, and I think they will get better. And that's all you can really ask for, right? Is that when things get real shit, once you hit rock bottom, it can really only go up. And I think we're back on the upwards trajectory, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone in between or anyone who's not on that spectrum. The other thing is I had another blood test. Like I said, I have to do one every month for this program that I'm on, and the blood test was really good. Again, my HbA1c went down again. I am so close to being in the normal range. I am like 0.1, I think, away from like officially being normal. And you know what? Sometimes I applaud people for being different, but I think when it comes to your health, you really do want your blood test results to be like normies. Like you don't want to have the Joker's blood test results. So I'm glad that we're approaching like the normal range for the things that I was worried about. And again, it really does show that like, as much as like liquid diet, whatever sounds insane on paper, it's doing actively good things to my health because it is monitored by doctors and healthcare professionals and nutritionally complete and all that. Like it is doing good things for me, and so I'm very excited by that factor. I had therapy last month. It was really funny. I wasn't supposed to have it again until April, and then the layoffs happened, and I like was like, hey Sarah, can I please have therapy with you? Way sooner than I thought. And she was like, sure. And she like slotted me in, and we had a really good talk about that, and kind of like also the same sort of thing I would just talk about. Like I handled it better than I thought, and also it was a lot easier because we were going through it as a group, and we kind of had each other to lean on for support and to kind of help figure things out. Like I don't know anything about like the legal laws for like how much money you get when you get like laid off without notice, or things about like EI or any of the stuff that you need to really know. I didn't know any of it. And so having people there with you going through the same thing and like having to figure it out together was really helpful. So me and Sarah talked about that. We talked about like my apprehension towards like finding a new job and my stress, and like how I have like really bad imposter syndrome that makes me feel like I'm not qualified, or like how my whole career has been like luck, and how it's statistically unlikely, and probably a lot of it is my own doing and my own like capabilities. And like I think I was really able to harness those talks into having the energy that I needed to go into these interviews, and at least from my own perspective nail them. That might be a little bit cocky, but I'm never cocky. So I will say I think I nailed those interviews, frankly. I think I did pretty darn good. I think I put my best foot forward, and that's really all you can ask for, you know? I'm gonna see Sarah again in April. I don't know how many times, definitely once, maybe second time, I'm not sure. The other thing is oh my god guys, I got my COVID vaccine. I got my first shot. I got Pfizer in this arm. My second dose is right now scheduled for July, I believe, because Canada is doing them in 4-month increments. I don't know if they're gonna shift that and move it forward again or not, but currently as it stands, that's what my second shot is booked for. I don't know how that's gonna last or not, but I am very relieved to have just gotten the first one. I think it's a good first step. It's good like, you know, I can see the horizon. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel on this pandemic. Like obviously it's like having the vaccine, even both doses, doesn't mean you can just like go back to how life was before. Like obviously it doesn't keep you from spreading it. There's still a lot we don't know, but it just like, it does give you like a degree of like reassurance that you yourself are safe, at least to some degree. And I hope more people can get it, frankly. I've been very lucky. My immediate family, with the exception of my mom, everyone else has it. I'm hoping my mom can get it soon because they're lowering the ages a lot. So I think if they lower it like another, I think it's like 50 plus in some parts of Toronto right now, but not everywhere. So once they make it like blanket 50 plus, I think she can get hers. But until then, not yet. But I hope everyone can get it soon. It's a really good feeling, you know? I was a little nervous, just obviously like needles are nerve-wracking, and also I think no matter how like science savvy you are and how much research you do, something about knowing like that you are taking a medical like medicine or a vaccine that is pretty new. I think part of it is just like being in a society that like a lot of the times does spread vaccine misinformation. There's something a little bit nerve-wracking about it, but ultimately like your feelings are not always valid, and even if you're nervous about something, like you kind of have to reckon with like, why are you nervous? And it was like, am I just nervous because it's a new thing? Yeah, that's really it. I have no legitimate like concern. Like they offered me plenty of opportunities to ask questions. I didn't really have any. I asked about the 4-month thing and that was kind of it, but ultimately, the vaccine, as far as I know and as far as scientists stated, is safe. And so there was no reason for me not to take it. I don't have any allergies. I don't have any like conditions that would make it worse for me to take it than like the average person. So for the good of both myself and like society, like I took the damn vaccine, guys. And frankly, if they had offered it to me sooner, I would have taken it sooner. And I really, this is not what any of this video is about, but like if you have the opportunity to take it, like it doesn't matter. Like I got Pfizer, but frankly, I would have taken any of them. Like I know it's like an expression that people keep saying, but like the best vaccine is the one that you can get in your arm. And I really do encourage anyone who can get it to get whichever version is available to them. Obviously, like talk to your doctors. Like if there's if you have like a special condition that makes it like one vaccine is maybe not as good for you as another one, like take that into consideration. But if you're like a normie person like me who can take any vaccine, if you are eligible for one in your area, like go get it, please. Please, please. I'm so tired of this pandemic, guys. I really want to see my friends again. I want to go to concerts again. I want to just like reintegrate into society. Like I legitimately feel like I'm developing like agoraphobia about like being around people and going on public transit and stuff. And like the sooner we all get our shit together and the sooner our governments get their shit together, the sooner we can like end this stuff, you know? And it sucks because like cases are going up everywhere and like the third wave is coming and like I don't know, it's like, it's almost worse now because you can see the end. So to know that like, we're so close but not quite there is very frustrating. And so I know this is a whole tangent, but I'm very grateful and feel very blessed to have gotten the shot, and I really hope other people can get it soon. And if you do have it available to you, I really hope you get it, you know? And if you don't get it, like really examine what it is that's making you nervous and if it's based in anything scientific as opposed to misinformation or propaganda and things like that. Because yeah, seriously, like the sooner we all get it, the better, frankly. Sorry, that was a whole soapbox. It's not about anything related to any of this video. I'm so sorry. I just get very heated about things like that. Oh, in terms of workouts, I have been working out regularly. I know that was one of my goals, was to get it to a couple times a week. I have been doing it at least once a week, if not twice. The one thing I did talk to someone at the hospital about how I was like struggling to kind of like motivate myself, because I'm very driven by like external motivations. Like the most like consistent I've been to the gym is like a couple years ago, I would go see a trainer like 3 times a week, and I did that for like a solid, like I feel like 6 months or so. And that was frankly, I think the strongest I've ever been, and also the most motivated. And it was because I had an external person like motivating me. I'm very bad at motivating myself. Like I very much thrive on the validation of others. And so she suggested I get like an app, but like not a free app, like an app that you have to pay money for, because at least in that way you feel a little bit accountable to the money that you are paying for it. And so she recommended this app called Sweat, and I'm currently on the 7-day free trial, and I have really been enjoying that, but I'm only a couple days in. I also want to try another app. I know Chris Hemsworth has a fitness app that my friend uses, and she says it's really good. So I kind of want to also try the free trial of that, and then I'll probably choose which one I want to pay for, because I think if you do the full year subscriptions, they work out to around the same cost. So I kind of want to see which one works better for me and what my goals are, and then I might actually pay the money for it and use the fact that I paid the money for it as like an external motivator that will keep me using them, because I do want to like get fitter, you know, and stronger, especially my lower body. I feel like I have a very jacked upper body. Like I have like crazy upper arm strength. My legs are so freaking puny. It's like really sad. So I would like to get to a place where I feel like my upper body and my lower body are both jacked as hell, you know. And also my dog is 100 pounds, and I would like to be able to lift her up easily. Like whenever I lift Luna up, it's kind of painful and probably not good for my back, but I would like to be able to like bench press my dog and have it be fun and easy. Yeah, that's that. I've also been taking a lot of longer walks because the weather's been warming up. Like I took Luna on walks all the time, but they've been pretty short because the weather's not so great. But now that the weather is warming up, We've been going on longer walks, and also I've been doing like weekly long walks, especially with my friend Becca on the phone. Like we both take a walk at the same time, so that's been really nice. And also like a form of like both walking and socialization, and also hanging out with Luna. It's like a triple whammy of good times. In terms of hobbies, I did not do any drawing. The one thing is, it's so funny. Last month I said I wanted to cut my nails to play the guitar, but I like didn't want to because I cut my nails and then didn't play the guitar. And then last week I freaking broke a nail on this finger. And so I had to cut these short so now I can play the guitar with them. And then I broke one on this one too, so these ones are also short, which sucks because actually I think it's better if these are long for guitar, especially if you're not using a pick, which I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. But these are short now, so I really don't have an excuse to not practice the damn guitar. So I did not do it in March, but in April, I am going to pick up the damn guitar at least once, even if it kills me. We're gonna do that. I also did not finish Empire of Sand, which I know was a goal, but I did really another like third of it. So I'm like almost halfway through, I think. And I really do like it. Like I think I'm gonna pick up the sequel because I really like it so far. And then I think after I'm done with Empire of Sand, I still have that, I returned that Christopher Paolini book because I just like was not reading it. And it was taking forever, and I like renewed it like a billion times at the library. But I think after I'm done with Empire of Sand and the sequel, I think I will finally cave into my friend Elaine's peer pressure and get Full Metal Alchemist and read that, even though I'm not a huge like, I don't think I've ever read manga in my life, but I will do it for her because she says I'll really like the story because I really like Supernatural. So I will probably pick that up. And also because it's like cartoons, it's probably just, there's not as much text, right? So I'll probably get through it a lot faster. So I'm probably gonna do that next. But right now I'm very excited to be reading Empire of Sand. It's really good. I have missed reading is one thing I realized. Every time I actually like sit down and force myself to pick up a book and then get immersed into it and realize I don't want to put it down, it's like, oh, you genuinely do like reading. It's just you're so distracted by like the internet and social media all the time that you don't like carve out the time to do it. But like when you get really immersed, it's like the whole world like flows away. It's really nice. So I do want to do that again. I've been playing a shit ton of video games. Like I said last month, I was playing Detroit Become Human. I'm still doing my second run too. I feel like once you do your first run playthrough, you're like much slower on the like next ones. So I'm still like doing my second playthrough of Detroit Become Human, and then I'm playing that Spider-Man game with Becca every week on Saturdays. So I'm so bad at it, but I'm making actual like legit progress on the plot. Like the plot is crazy. There was a character that I was very fond of, and then he turned out to not be a good person, and I'm really sad about it, but I'm also like really mad at him. And now it's like, you've betrayed me to the highest degree and now I must crush you. But according to like the load screen for the game, I think I'm like 60% of the way through. So I can't imagine how I'm only barely past the halfway mark, to be honest, because so much has happened. But I'm still making my way through that. Maybe I'll finish that this month. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get through the remaining 40%, but very exciting. Have been having a great time on that front. And then also my roommate I don't have a Switch, but my roommate has a Switch, and she's been playing Hades a lot, and I've been going upstairs to watch her play, and I'm obsessed with it. And then she'll let me play a couple rounds, but I'm very not far. I've only done like 4 runs, I think, but watching her play has been very fun. I love that game, and I love the game design, and I love the songs and the music and the characters, and it's just like very cool. I get so much Switch envy when I watch people playing things on the Switch, dude. But I don't feel like I'd play video games just period enough to justify getting one for myself. But I feel so much Switch envy. Hades looks really fun. And it really was fun the one time I played. I didn't know what I was doing. I was key smashing to hell and back, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, so I think once I'm done Spider-Man, probably the next game I'm gonna pick up is, I want to do Spider-Man Miles Morales as well because my brother already has that game. But I think once I'm done with those two, I kind of want to play The Last of Us because now I feel like my command of the PS4 controller is good enough that I wouldn't do well playing The Last of Us, but I think I would not be like completely incompetent key smashing. Like I would at least know where the buttons are. So I kind of want to play that on the easiest mode possible, although I feel like it's really going to stress me out and I'm probably going to scream a lot, which will be entertaining for Becca, but not fun for me. But I do want to play it, so that's probably what I'm gonna do next. But yeah, I've been playing video games regularly. It's been very fun. It's been good stress relief. I'm gonna keep doing that. Oh, the other thing is I feel like I have been doing really well on the socialization front. I know I said I wanted to plan more movie nights with my roommates, and I did. We watched Raya and the Last Dragon for one of them, and then last weekend we watched The Phantom Menace, so like the first Star Wars prequel, and we're gonna watch another one this upcoming Sunday. We're gonna watch whatever the next one is, which I'm very excited for because I thought Hayden Christensen was in all of them, but he's apparently not in the first one at all because I thought it was like little Anakin for part of it and then it like ages up. But apparently the entire first one is little Anakin and you only get Hayden Christensen in the second one, which like breaks my heart because he's so pretty. The other thing is, okay, no one tell me, I feel like something, but like so if the first one was only the little Hayden Christensen, or little Anakin, so I'm guessing the second one is like adult Anakin, and so is the third one. But okay, my favorite Anakin, I don't know anything about the plot, but my favorite Anakin just like looks wise is the one where he, like obviously where he has like the longer hair and he like looks a little bit like unhinged and unwell and like he's about to snap and become evil. That's like my favorite one personally. But to see, is the entirety of the second one with him with that stupid haircut and the dumb braid, because I'm gonna be so sad if the hot hairstyle is only in the third one, which I feel like it is now, because I thought for sure like the stupid hairstyle was in the first one, but now I feel like maybe I was wrong and now it's in the second one, which means the hot hairstyle is only in the third one, which is very sad for me, because literally I'm gonna be fully honest with you, as a completely shallow-minded, like I only wanted to watch Star Wars, especially the prequels, because Hayden Christensen's really pretty. Anyways, so planned another movie night, have been socializing with my roommates. It's been very nice. So want to keep that up. I know I said last month that I want to socialize with more people, and then I planned a movie night with somebody, and then I think we both got busy and like shit hit the fan work-wise, and so it didn't actually pan out, but I probably should message them again and be like, hey, do you want to reschedule that movie night? Because I think that would be very nice. Also, one of the places I interviewed at, a lot of people I went to school with work there, and so I feel like if I end up working there, it would be very nice for me, because then I would have an in to reconnect with all these people that I, for some dumb reason, feel super self-conscious about reconnecting with, even though I want them to be my friend so bad. Anyways, so like having mental health issues is like a bitch and a half, because it makes you second guess everything. Like it's like totally normal human interactions. I'm like, I think about them way too much. And then the last thing is I got my tax money back and then sent that to my dad, so I paid off that debt, and I think I have a little bit left over that I can pay off what I owe my mom, which means I'm pretty much almost done paying people back money, which means for the first time in 3 years I am basically debt free, except for what I owe the government for my student loans, but I don't even think about that because that's just like, it's gonna be on its own schedule, monthly withdrawals until it's done for like the next 9 years, whatever, that's fine. But besides that, I think my debts are looking good. I think my finances are really good. I've really recently I feel like once you get like a taste of not being in financial ruin, you like really start to actually want to do better for yourself financially, and actually start to like really think about like your financial choices and like things like, you know, like what accounts you should have and how to grow your money and retirement and stuff. And so I kind of like, I'm actually going to the bank tomorrow to talk to someone about like bank accounts and savings and stuff, and like what they think I should do about some stuff and how to like best plan for my goals. I want to like save for retirement, but then I also want to like, I don't know how much I should be putting into like a retirement fund versus like just a general savings account for like emergencies or post-COVID if I would like to go on a vacation, because I've never really planned out and then paid for and then gone on a vacation like just myself or just with friends. So that's something I would like to do post-COVID, but that I've never done before, but I would like to. But again, I'd have to save money for that, and then I don't know how to drive, but then learning how to drive costs like $1,000. So there's all these other things I want to save for, so I kind of want to like get like a professional's perspective on like how to kind of align my goals and like the best way to like divvy up the money that I'm not currently making but will be making, hopefully, into like different silos to meet those goals, and to kind of like, now that I'm like, my head is above water financially, to sort of like keep it there, you know? What else? I think that's it, dude. It's been a really good month for me personally. Like it didn't sound like that way because like I went through all these like, crazy work upheavals, and like it was really challenging in that respect, but I think seeing how well I handled it, and then having to really reckon with like A, handling that, B, recovering from that, C, having to really look at myself and look at my skills and be like, okay, this is the kind of skill set that I do have to offer, and I do have something to offer. Like I feel like all of that has really put me in a good headspace. I feel very good about myself. I feel very good about my skills. I feel really good about my choices and the path that's ahead of me. It's like weird being optimistic, you know? Like something about being optimistic like feels wrong. Like I feel like when you spend a lot of your time, especially when you're younger, being like this ball of like self-loathing and like pessimism, and like being in that weird corner of the internet that like really encourages you to not ever try to like recover from like your mental health issues or your trauma in any way, that really like glorifies like being miserable. It's really hard to like feel happy and then acknowledge that you feel happy and acknowledge that it's okay and probably like good for you to say nice things about yourself and feel good about yourself. But like I feel like I'm getting that place where it's like, yeah, dude, like you don't have to think you're a piece of shit all the time, and you're not suddenly like an arrogant, out of touch person for being like, hey, maybe I'm worth like something. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I think my goals for April are just keep up the cleaning, keep up the dressing nice, keep trying new things with your makeup and your hair, and just like living your best life and just having fun with it, and just like feeling good about yourself, and not just from like a outside perspective, but just like an internal perspective, like feeling good about yourself and then wanting that to show externally versus like only feeling good about yourself because of how you look externally, you know? It's like a kind of like a dichotomy change, but like it's nice, it's good stuff. Obviously sorting out, hopefully getting a new job and like figuring out all that and like starting that hopefully, and just like all the baggage that comes with that. Obviously that's gonna be, whenever it happens, it's a transition in itself. I think there's gonna be like, I'm probably gonna feel very out of my element, at least at first, but going forward after that should be good, I think. I think things to like actively work on. Again, if I can get vacuuming once a week, that would be swell. Luna would hate me for it, but it would be good for me and for the living space. Brush my teeth more. I know I said last month that I wanted to get into a regular habit of doing a skincare routine. I didn't do that, but I maybe could actually like actively try to do that this month and work on actually like like cleaning my face every day in like a nice way. I used to have I hate putting water on my face. I know it's really weird. It sounds like strange, but like I just don't like the sensation of it. And so I got a Clarisonic years ago, like a couple years ago when I was really like actively trying to do the skincare thing like every single day. I got a Clarisonic and it just made me break out really, really badly. And I kept using it because I was like, well, maybe I will finally stop breaking out. And it just like never stopped. So I just had to stop using the Clarisonic. But I really liked it because I feel like it reduced the having a wet face feeling that I really like despised. And so I am kind of thinking now that the Sephora sale is coming up, depending on how soon I get a new job, I kind of want to get a Foreo because I've heard that's like, it's a similar sort of like handheld gadget, but it's a lot better. I've heard it's a lot more gentle on your skin and it's a lot less abrasive, and so you're much less likely to break out. And I think that would solve the problem of me like hating touching my skin and hating splashing water on my skin, and it would just solve a lot of those problems. So depending on how my finances look, I might get that. I've been doing a lot of research into it, like it's not an impulse decision. I've been like fighting the impulse to get a Foreo for like 2 years now, but I might finally bite the bullet and do it depending on how things go, because I really do, especially now that I feel like my internally my skin is probably on a better footing. Like I'm eating better, and I think hopefully my hormones are like regulating a little bit better. I can work on it from an external standpoint because there's only so much you can do externally if like internally you're all messed up, but if you're doing good internally, I think there's a lot of room externally to help it. So I might do that, I don't know. But even if I don't get the Foreo, I do want to like actually try to like implement a skincare routine and like stick to it. Definitely want to get the workouts 3 days a week. I think that would be good for me, especially now that I will be starting like food again, like in like a week and a half. It would be nice to actually not counter that because I'm just gonna be eating like the same amount of food, like or like nutrition, but like just to kind of like on top of that, I probably will have more energy just by eating like more real food. I would like to put that energy into working out. Gonna finish Empire of Sand. I actually mean that this time. I will finish Empire of Sand this month, and then hopefully pick up the next one depending on how long it takes me to get at the library. Now that these nails are short, I will pick up the guitar this month. I'm saying that now. I'm going to pick up the damn guitar. Even if it's just once, what I'm gonna do. If I could draw, that'd be good too, but the guitar is really the priority here because my nails are short. We're gonna do it. And yeah, I think mostly my focus is the big things are transitioning back to food and getting a new job. Those are really the two big things that are happening this month, hopefully, that I would like to focus all my energy on. And hopefully my April update is gonna be a good one. I'm very excited. Otherwise, I just wanna kind of keep up all the good progress that I've been doing thus far. And hopefully April will be a good month. I'm very excited to see what the future holds. But that's all I think I have to say to you guys. If you guys want to follow me on other social media platforms, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. If you liked this video, if you could hit the thumbs up button, I'd really appreciate that. And if you want to catch up with me next week, please subscribe to this channel. I post new videos every Wednesday, and I will see you guys then. Bye!